And ladies and gentlemen, we're excited for our first keynote speech of the day on omnichannel marketing, the future of customer experience. And in today's digital age, consumers more fluidly transition between online and offline platforms. This means that creating seamless interactions across these touchpoints become more crucial than ever. Let's delve into how to develop a cohesive strategy that enhances customer engagement and strengthens brand loyalty. And for this, please join me in welcoming the head of CMS Nestlé Vietnam Ltd, Mr. Yannis Dramis. Can we have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
So, I hope you can hear me well. Good morning, everybody. Either you cannot hear me or you didn't have your coffee yet. So, good morning, everybody. Yes, I think much better. So I'm very excited to be here today with you because it's one of the topics that I will be covering today that it's really a fun topic to me. So I would like to give you, in the next 20 minutes, a bit of an introduction to the omni-channel marketing and how we can build effective omni-channel strategies. We'll go through what are the building blocks of the omni-channel marketing, what are some of the benefits in order to, that delivers the benefits that delivers to our efforts and our campaigns. And also, what are some of the hurdles, some of the challenges that we're facing. And then in the end, we'll have a chance to go through a real-life example of how we have implemented an omnichannel strategy for Nescafé in Vietnam with the Nescafé Make Your World campaign. So, if I might ask to have the full slide here, please, because it has disappeared. Thank you. So, introducing the topic of omnichannel marketing, I will say, first of all, what is it about? We're hearing about this, it's more than just a buzzword. So one of the organizations that I really admire on their point of view and the efforts they have been doing behind omnichannel marketing is giving this definition. So, omnichannel refers to a brand's holistic approach to every customer touchpoint across channels. But I think what is very important is to say about the consistent and cohesive experience about both digital and the offline world in order to deliver one single brand experience. And I have highlighted the single brand experience because I think this is the essence behind omnichannel marketing. And this is what it makes the difference between multi-channel, being present in various channels, with omnichannel, which is the integration between all the different touch points and channels in order to deliver one single brand experience to the customer. And of course, this leads also to loyalty, which is one of the, of the outcomes of omnichannel marketing strategies. Now, and again, we have a synchronization issue, please, if we can match it. So why we're talking about omnichannel specifically now, and what is different versus previous years. So one single event that is driving the evolution of marketing channels is the burst of technology innovation that we're seeing around us. And it has not been so long ago that we were talking about the age of broadcasting. Back then when TV, print media, radio were the key platforms for brands to deliver the messages to their consumers, which was a quite one-way, mass-reach way of brand messaging. Now, with one important innovation, which was the introduction of internet, we have moved to the age of interaction. The age of interaction, the ability for consumers to interact with the brands. So it has stopped being one-way communication, but it has been a two-way communication with consumers being able to react and talk back. And the second big technological breakthrough that has moved us to the age of experience has been the introduction of the smartphone and the social media or proliferation of all of the different platforms, because this allows, instead of interaction, to have an experience. So the consumers can have experience across the different touchpoints, across the different channels, that is consolidating one single message from the brand. And if you ask me what should be coming next after the experience, my guess would be that with the development of AI and also with metaverse technology, we will be moving more to the age of immersion, where experience will be indistinguishable on the real physical world with the online digital world. Now, what are the components of omnichannel strategies and omnichannel marketing? Number one, as every marketing 101 professor would say, is starting with the consumer, having the consumer at the center and walking backwards. If you don't have relentless customer centricity, you will not be able to introduce the seamless experience, the single brand experience. You will not be able to bring personalization and ultimately the satisfaction and the loyalty from the consumer. The second really important element, and I mentioned it before, is the integration, the magic word of omnichannel marketing. Integration of all the different channels and touchpoints. In a campaign that we have launched a few months back here in Vietnam with Nescafé called Make Your World, we have mapped the whole consumer and customer journey from awareness to consideration to purchase to use of the product, all the way to loyalty and advocation. And we have identified, first of all, what is the experience we would like to deliver to our consumers and customers, what is the different communication tasks and communication messages we would like to deliver, and what are the right channels and the right touch points in each stage of this journey in order to deliver the maximum whenever and wherever experience to the consumer in order to increase customer satisfaction and, of course, bring loyalty. The third thing that is very important in building omnichannel strategies is about consistency of communication and messaging. It starts, first of all, with clarity of message, and it goes to the consistency in the frequency that we're delivering this message. And only with consistency we can build the recognition and the brand identity. And the next thing that we need to have in mind, apart from the consistency, is also the alignment with the brand purpose and the brand values in order to be seen as authentic and original. And maybe some of you will say, okay, what's new here? It's not a big deal, this is quite basic. It is, but I think one of the biggest risks in delivering effective communication strategy with consistent and clear messages is all these changes that are happening right now in the industry. So first of all, platforms are changing the way they interact with consumers. Just to give you an example, that TikTok's 3-stage strategy with remix, recut, reimagine, it changes completely the way the messages, the brand messages are being delivered. And there is a very big risk there that the clarity and the consistency of the message is diluted. Another thing is all this proliferation of influencers and user-generated content. This is also changing a lot the brand messages and the brand values potentially of how the messages are coming to the consumers. One last thing, I think it's a big risk, of course big opportunity as well, is the introduction of AI, especially Gen AI. So when a lot of Gen AI artworks, creatives, messages, brand messages are coming into creation, then there is a big risk for brand integrity in order to have the right messages and maintain the clarity and the consistency of your communication. And moving to the fourth, which I think is, again, very important, because if all this omnichannel transformation is being driven by technology, you need to have the right technological capabilities, and this starts with data. So data, no news here, the personal identified information, either first-party, second-party, or third-party data, it is important to be collected, to be analyzed, to have the right analytical capabilities, to be able to diagnose what the data is telling you about consumer behaviors, about consumer preferences, contextual, transactional data, and so on, in order to be able to drive the omni-channel strategies. Now, the benefits, it should be quite straightforward, but I would like to remind. So first of all, consumer satisfaction and loyalty. If you have a seamless integration of online and offline, across channels, across touchpoints, if you have a personalized experience, then you are able to deliver effortless connectivity, effortless interaction with the consumer. And the more effortless and seamless this becomes, the more satisfaction you bring to the consumer, the more habitual and routine engagement with a brand you're introducing and of course, this brings loyalty. And now, why loyalty is so important? Because I don't have to refer to any specific study, but loyalty is important because it translates to revenue. It translates to monetary benefit for the brands. And we have seen in many different studies that if you have loyal consumers, you're able, first of all, to resist competition. You're able to maintain or even gain market share. So you have less probability of your consumers to switch to other brands. Another benefit that comes with loyalty is the ability to retain your consumers and your customers in a much more cheaper and efficient way. So you don't have to spend so much money to retain your customers as you would spend by converting or attracting new customers. Price insensitivity is also one of the benefits. You're able to resist pressures with the pricing. Consumers are more likely to stay loyal to you, and they don't gonna be switching just because of pricing. And then, of course, if you have this insensitivity, you are able also to upsell, you are able to cross-sell, you are able to automate the way you sell with subscription models, and so on. And of course, all these lead to much longer, much more valuable lifetime value for our consumers, for the brands. It looks almost as a side effect, but also all this richness of first, second, third-party data, it gives us also other benefits as well. First of all, it allows to better capture and translate insights of what the data is delivering in order to be able to understand better our consumers, to better design the personalized experience. And of course, data is increasing dramatically the efficacy, the efficiency and effectiveness of the way we spend our marketing budget. From media to below-the-line execution, everything is becoming much more effective and efficient when you have the right data supporting your decision-making. So, some of the challenges in order to deliver the omnichannel strategies and campaigns, as you would expect, talking about something that is so impacted by technology, so dependent on technology, all the technological hurdles and the right tech stack challenges are there. So the most important thing is to have the right customer data platform. So if you don't have a platform that integrates all the data from the different sources of being collected, your first-party data, your second-party data, your transactional data, and so on, you cannot really deliver the integration and omnichannel experience. The second thing is the ability to interface all this data. In many cases, these are not just internal data. You have external data from platforms, communication platforms, like Zalo, for example, or payment platforms like Momo and so on. So you would need to be able to integrate all these platforms in order for the data to be able to talk to each other. And of course, when we're talking about consumer data, we have to be extra sensitive and extra careful about data privacy, about data security, and of course, data integrity and freshness in order to be able to deliver the maximum value in whatever use you might want to have for your data. And coming to some other of the hurdles, the mindset, the culture that an organization needs to have, and the capabilities that need to be available and to be deployed in order to drive this transformation is very important. In my previous job, I was a global head of capability building for marketing and sales for Nestlé, and I remember it took us 2 to 3 years just to bring basic capability initiatives on digital transformation across 35,000 marketing and sales employees globally. So the mindset and the culture needs to be there to drive the consumer centricity, to drive the right technologies, to drive the right strategies in order to win. And of course, whoever has worked in marketing and sales knows that just being able to orchestrate, coordinate different channels, different touchpoints, different elements is a feat by itself. So it's quite difficult sometimes, even if you have the right mindset, you have the right capabilities, really to execute. Because in the end, execution is what makes everything move. Now, I would like to give the opportunity here to have a very short video of the real-life example of how we have introduced omnichannel strategy in the launch of Nescafe Make Your World campaign a few months back. and be able to see some of the examples of what I talked to you about happening in real life here in Vietnam. So let's see the video, please.
The world is progressing in milliseconds, and Nescafé is no exception. This year, Nescafé has undergone a historical revamp under the new global guideline, Make Your World. We started from within, brewing excitement across our internal teams. We visited all our sales teams from the north to the very south of Vietnam. We have to admit, we had tons of fun doing it. Next, we brought that energy to the shelves with a fresh look. Our entire product lineup received a bold new packaging revamp. At supermarkets, this new look was complemented by game-changing point-of-sales displays and dynamic merchandising. Our merchandisers were so excited with this new change. They took matters into their own hands and unleashed their creative energy to create unique and standout visibility. And we didn't forget to hook the attention of our shoppers at traditional yet essential grocery stores. In fact, we doubled the number of permanent POS in traditional trade. But we didn't stop there. Our new look hit the streets with a bang. Billboards, buses, taxis, you name it, all catching eyes with our latest vibe. And the peak of it all, a series of epic launch events spanning across Vietnam. In the heart of Ho Chi Minh City, we hijacked the bustling Bac Dang station, painting it with our signature red. At nightfall, we made the crowd amazed with lively performances and set the sky ablaze with an epic interactive drone show, timed in sync with the longest skylet in Southeast Asia for the first time ever in Vietnam. The whole atmosphere was stirred up with the special appearance of one of Asia's most renowned DJs, DJ Wukong. Just when people thought the surprise was over, there was a special delivery of Nescafé samples right from the sky. Meanwhile, in Canton, the famous Love Bridge joined the red excitement and was entirely taken over. The crowd enjoyed feasting their eyes on the stunning visuals inside our immersive Nescafé tunnel. All the way to Hanoi, our iconic red mug was displayed in a giant 3D mock-up, where youngsters couldn't help but check in with our witty billboard. At the same time, our Da Nang fellows couldn't take their eyes off the remarkable transformation of one of the city's most well-known buildings that proudly boasted our famous bold red color. Those events marked a breakthrough. In total, we earned 120 PR coverages. The excitement soared highest during the event, spanning across all channels: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Nescafé, make your world.
So one of the biggest challenges in delivering this campaign has been the data integration, especially from offline data collection points in wet markets, in various activation points, and how we would integrate this data in order to feed into the data behind the campaign, and how we have been using the first-party data to target better our communication efforts. So to conclude, to close, 3 main requirements in order to be able to have effective omnichannel strategies. So data and technology is very important to have the right capabilities, analytics capabilities specifically. Of course, customer centricity, which is the A to Z in order to be able to design this transformation journey. And of course, the seamless integration and consistency across all the channels, touch points, and messages. And the benefits, insights, better decision-making based on data, very important, satisfaction and loyalty, and of course, everything translates down to monetization, increased revenue, and value for the brands. Thank you very much.